Thanks, Jamie. More now on one of our top stories. The calls growing even louder for Attorney General Eric Holder to resign as the Justice Department vigorously defends his testimony before Congress last month. At that hearing, you may recall, he claimed he did not know anything about the leak investigation targeting Fox News reporter James Rosen. But it was later revealed that Holder is the one who reportedly signed off on the search warrant, allowing the seizure of Rosen's personal emails and even phone records. Meanwhile, lawmakers on the House Judiciary and Oversight and Government Reform Committees are all gearing up for new hearings on this topic next week. Joining me now on the phone is Republican Congressman Louis Gohmert from Texas. He's also a member of the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, thanks for joining us today and coming in on a Saturday to talk to us. Listen, this is getting more serious by the hour. What do you anticipate next week to take place on the House Judiciary Committee?
Well, we'll have to see what develops this week. But, Kelly, what really concerns me is now that the DOJ itself has put its credibility in jeopardy by coming out and saying that the Attorney General didn't lie about anything. How in the world can we trust the Department of Justice to have any kind of investigation with credibility when they are now going into criminal defense mode for the Attorney General? I mean, they've become his defense attorney. When you look at what he said before the Judiciary Committee, and then you look at what he signed off on. He said in that request, there is probable cause to believe the reporter has committed or is committing a violation of 18 U.S.C. 793, unauthorized disclosure of national defense information, aider, abettor, and or co-conspirator. He says there may cause that may cause subjects to flee, that individuals may destroy evidence, and otherwise, I mean, this is the way you begin a prosecution. And if they didn't believe that, they should have never signed off on that affidavit and that request for a warrant.
And, Congressman, to your point about the DOJ playing defense attorney here, one of the statements that the Department of Justice has released reads this way: the Attorney General's testimony concerning the potential prosecution of a member of the press was accurate and consistent with the facts. Well, the bottom line here, if you look at it on the surface and even underneath, it looks like there's a lot of inconsistencies here.
Well, it scares me that the Department of Justice itself has now put all of the credibility of its entire department on the line as defense attorneys for the Attorney General. It's unbelievable that they could do this. But I tell you what, it makes very clear there can be no firewalls in this Department of Justice. They can't investigate themselves. We have got to have a select committee, a special prosecutor, some outside source, because they cannot do it themselves.
Congressman, let me ask you a question. What do you want done? What do you think the Attorney General should be doing? And to that end, what should the President do? I realize that the Attorney General is a close friend of his. They're good allies, good friends. But what should be done in this particular case?
Well, the Attorney General doesn't need to be the Attorney General. We felt that. We saw that with Fast and Furious when so many of us requested his resignation back then. And that's also what I did when I called the White House back when Bush was president. Because when there has been an egregious violation within the department, whether or not the Attorney General knew about it, in this case he knew full well more than he told us, he needs to go. You've got to have a change when the credibility of department is harmed this much. And it really has, especially with DOJ now becoming defense attorneys.
Congressman Louis Gohmert of Texas, next week you get it all started with the Judiciary Committee. A lot of us will be watching that case very closely. Congressman, thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Kelly.